What is going on, you dead set legends? Welcome to a bit of a special live. I mean, I go live all the time. I was going to go live today, but then Neil Pickup just sits there and goes, "No, beauty, I've got an arm wrestling bombshell, and I'm just going to drop it on the world." If you don't know, now you know. Neil Pickup, ArmWars have just announced Devon Larratt versus Sandris Sedis, 11th of February. 11th of February. So what you need to do is become an ArmWars member. You got to go over there. I've chucked the link in the description. You just got to click on the ArmWars channel, do the old whatnot. But also, at some stage, because Neil's a bit busy, obviously we're dropping this news. Neil's going to pop in at some stage, and we're going to speak about this matchup. But in the meantime, all of you Dead Set Legends, the usual suspects are here. Give us a ready bang. And it is all happening. You saw on the fix, Devon and Sandris jaw-jacking. Well, of course, that was for a reason, and the reason is here. So when Neil jumps in, we're going to get more and more there. But in the meantime, who do you think would win this matchup? For me personally, I think Devon wins. It's just Devon, man. After seeing Devon in Ireland, of course, I haven't seen Sandris in person, but after seeing Devon in person, that stature of a human being, it is ridiculous. Right, jump in. Who have you got? Give us a ready go. I want ready bang. This is who's going to win, and give me a score. So it is ArmWars rules. 6-round super match, ArmWars rules, which is running fouls. And also, you get the old, what do you get? Silver bullet. Silver bullet if it comes to there. So, who is in the chat? The tipsters in the chat says, definitely, this will be a great match. Mr. Jingles TTS says, wish I could smash the like more than once. Who else is in the chat? Devon's forearm. Says James went with the horror theme, giving props. Oh, James Statham, I call him Mr. Quality because he is, his stuff is just incredible. We were speaking about it yesterday. Erebus Khan, I hope Devon effing destroys him. Who else is in the chat? Devon's left arm is in the chat. There you go, mate. Mark Music Man says, alive and loving it. Ready bang. Flat balls. Bang pow. Stephen Partridge says, ready bang, Jake. Watching Neil's eyes light up at last night's great interview. Loved it. Hey, someone was going to get this match. So props to Neil for getting the match. That's for sure. Just got to double check stuff. Yep, that's fine. Okay, back to it. Who else? Geez, the comments are flying. Got to go with my coach Sandris in this one as much as I love Devon, says my man and Will. We got Lucha. Pagliacci says, ready, bang. Marius Gate in the house says, like the video. Danjon. Wait, where'd that one go? There, says Devon, 100%. So once ArmWars, we will get to watch the match. So you have to be, so you go to the ArmWars channel, you become a member, Saturday the 11th of February, you just get ready and watch the match. Marius Gate, I got Sandris. Sandris would beat Prudnik, so Sandris wouldn't beat Prudnik. So Devon, 100%. Marco says Devon's favorite for sure, but I think Sandris will give him a good fight. Everyone knew they were going to go against each other at some stage. Ready, pang. How you going, Criggy? Devon all day. 6-0, says the Queenslander tipster. Says Devon wins. Lucha says, be nice to actually see Devon take on someone closer to his size. Devon 6-0, but Sandris looking good for 2-3 rounds. Chad Pittman, just with a ready bang and a thumbs up. I do love a thumbs up. Yo, Jake, says Baztown. Dirk Williams, do they pull left or right? Well, Neil Pickup will jump in at some stage and we'll chat about it all. But I would probably say right arm. 3-0 Devon. You need to add more, Eric, because it's a 6-round super match. They pull all 6 rounds. What lane does Sandris take? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Just want to make sure I get Nikolai's in there. So ready for this. Rob says this match was unexpected. What do you mean, Rob? It was like the match everyone wanted after Devon beat Prudnick. And Devon beat Prudnick and Sandris smashed Matt Mars. This was always going to happen. What do you mean unexpected, Rob? Thought you're better than that. Yeah, it'd probably be at 115 kilos. Yeah, probably sit there at 115 kilos. I mean, thank you, everyone. Hey, hit that like button. We've got 81 people in the chat, only 27 likes. Hit that like button. I'll give it a few more minutes and then I might message bloody Neil and say, oi, speed, hurry up, pop in. So, man, this is cool. We love that once again, Devon shakes up the arm wrestling world. He's jaw-jacking with Jerry, says he can win every East versus West title, and now he's going. So Sandris, so people are kind of asking, one thing I'm seeing a lot is like, why isn't this at East versus West? Well, won't be long, mate. Neil Pickup. There you go. From the man himself. So Sandris is the heavyweight champion of ArmWars. So this is like another title for Devon to come win. And you know Devon and Neil's relationship. Now, this is all, some knowledge, some secondhand knowledge, but of course when Neil jumps on, we'll get a little bit more of that. Emily has jumped in. How you going, Emily? Emily says, will there be an undercard? Not super familiar with ArmWars. I believe it'll just be a one-off match on the ArmWars channel, and we'll all be in the chat watching it and enjoying the show. Yeah. Connor says, interesting match. Either way, Sandris will level up from this match. Dominic says, Sandris released a video yesterday, did not mention anything. That's right, because you allow the promoter to announce it first. So now that it's announced, Sandris has released the trailer video. Please go watch all the channels. Coach Ray, Devon, Neil, ArmWars. They've all released the trailer for this match. Once again, James Statham doing his best work. So that's where, yeah. So basically, when you know you've got a match, if the promoter gives you the heads up that you're allowed to. So for like for instance, I kind of want to drop it, but I don't want to drop it. I'm very lucky. I get a lot of first-hand information from everyone around the arm wrestling world to say, hey, here's a heads up. If you want to get a video ready, if you want to do this, if you want to do that, but it's not my news to release. So the promoter or the source of the news will give it to me. So obviously they're told, hey, this match is going to happen, and they just went once Neil announces it, we get the ball rolling. If you haven't already, like the video. You Dead Set Legends, 102 people in the chat waiting for Neil to come. Only 40 likes. Come on now. Neil doesn't come into the chat until there's at least 60, 70 likes. So come on. Devon by destruction. They should do both left and right arm and be only pulling them right hand, of course. I like the title Dark Card. So do I. It's a bit like super secret matches, and it's not in an Iron House, which I've got my Iron House shirt here. I bloody should I should put that on before he comes, but you don't want to see my baggy tits in there. Yeah, Dengan Tarrant in the house. How you going, mate? Is the match in Latvia? We'll get some answers, some questions answered soon, and some not. So, was asking for was hoping for Matt Mars versus Carlin. Yeah. So you've got to understand, guys. A lot of these things, a lot of these matches cost a lot of money. So, like we want all these matches and we're grateful for these matches, but the arm wrestlers deserve a payday, and sometimes you just can't afford to have everyone on the one card right now. So yes, we want all these matches, and I'm with you, Emily. I want that match as well, but it costs money. But you'll see that match in the future. Most likely, King of the Table 7 or 8. That match will happen this year. What's ArmWars Dark? Is it some new format? No, it's because it's ArmWars Iron House, where everyone lives in the Iron House for 4 or 5 days, and they all do all their matches, and the matches are released. This is like a one-off. It's like a one-off. So, bang, here we go. We're away. John Doe, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the super chat. He says, is Neil doing a full production of the match? Happens, then 2 weeks of reduced. Results not public until Neil releases the match. Go, Jake. No. If I were to guess, 2 things. 1, the match is live. 2, the match has happened and it will be released February. So either way, you'll be watching it on Saturday, February 11th. Saturday, February 11th. So do not stress. They've given out a date. They wouldn't tease that it was happening and we couldn't see it. You will see that match in some format. 123 people in the chat. Neil Pickup will be joining us soon. As another reminder, if you do want to watch this match on Saturday, the 11th of Feb, you need to become an ArmWars member. So please get on there. Bang the like button, people. Bang the like button. He's in the house. Devon's forearm. Might have to message you, Sarah. Not happy with something. Not happy with something. But that's okay. Sandris, boom. Then Jerry, boom. It could be. Yeah, they've got different tiers of memberships, but I think the cheapest one's like a $5. Yeah, I think the cheapest one's like a $5. But hey, Shane Show says, well, let me get my debit card out. Absolutely get it out for this one. And if you got a little bit left over, Shane, hey, just become a banger here. Devon might have more than 5 super matches this year. I hope so. Of course I hope so. I hope Devon has more than... I will take 5 matches this year. So we kick off with this one. I would love him to pull... Who would I love him to pull? Sandris. I'd love him to try and take on all the titles. Sandris, Jerry, Ongabayev, Pauline, and then culminate it off and have all that done by August, September. And then he has a big rest. And then we have a Christmas bash with Hermes. Alexander Clark with a super chat. Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. He says, Jake, did you see how on the live yesterday when Devon and Sandris were going at it that somehow Monster Michael Todd got dragged through the coals by them? Yeah, I know, because Sandris wants to take on Monster Michael Todd. Devon loves winding up Monster Michael Todd. So it is hilarious. I love Monster Michael Todd. Passionate, wears his heart on his sleeve, says everything that he's thinking. How can you hate the guy? How can you hate him? Like, I think everyone should be up and about for him. Neil won't be too long, guys. Neil won't be too long. But thank you very much for the super chat. I think you just need the minimum ArmWars membership, but we'll let Neil let you know the intricacies when he comes on. Benji Mack is in the house. All right, let me see what the poll says. I've got a poll going. Guys, 142 people in the chat, only 60 likes. Come on. All you got to do is quickly hop out of the live chat. Quickly hit the like button. Let's get it up to 100. We got 145 votes and 84% say Devon win. Okay, so I'll end that poll and I'll do another poll. Start a poll. Okay. How many rounds will Sandris win? 0, 1, 2, or 3. Now, this is if you're predicting that Devon's going to win, try and get on there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this would have to probably be the most trickiest bastard in ArmWars. Ladies and gentlemen, this would have to probably be. You got to turn something. The most trickiest bastard in ArmWars. Ladies and gentlemen, this would have to probably be. You got to turn something. The trickiest bastard in ArmWars. Ladies and gentlemen, this would have to probably be. Can you hear me now, Neil?
Can you hear me, Jake?
Yeah, there we go.
Why can't I hear you? What the frig is going on?
You can't hear me.
Let me just try and mess with some settings here.
All right, as everyone's in there. Neil will come back. Device not connected. So get in the poll. Hit the like button. Go nuts. There's so many good things. 155 people in the chat. Thank you very much, you Dead Set Legends. Everyone's got the votes going. What have we got? Over 50% of you think that he can't take a round. So we'll just see if Neil can come back in. Neil forgot how to live. Where was that one? Neil forgot how to live. That's funny. All right, we'll try again.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, can you hear me, Neil?
I think I can, mate. Yeah, I can. I keep losing you for some reason.
Okay, your video keeps going in and out.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Why
is that?
Yeah, no idea. I'm not sure what your setup is.
Oh, no.
There we go.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. What?
I can hear you. But
the going off,
mate. You're worse at lives than me.
Tell you what a bastard. Why does it keep going off?
I'm just trying to think of your settings. I know, the audio's fine. Do you have any other apps open that require your camera?
Not that I'm aware of, mate, no. Not that I'm aware of. What are we doing now?
Okay, I'm seeing you now.
Right. Yeah, I'm in the boot room. I've been ousted to the garage.
That's all right.
Not ideal.
All right. Now we'll try again. Ladies and gentlemen, the most trickiest bastard. He lives up to the name. He's just pulled it. You've just sat there and you've watched the whole arm wrestling world, King of the Table, East versus West, and you just sat there and you're just sitting there with your puppetry shit in the background, and you've just sniped the arm wrestling world.
Yeah, big match, mate. Somebody tells me there's a big match coming.
Mate, I like how you just threw the bait out there on the fix and just let Devon and Sandris go at it. So give everyone some details, the exact details. What I've been telling everyone where we can watch it, but tell people exactly where we can watch it.
Okay, so the exact details are still in the works. I mean, this is hours old. I mean, it's no, I mean, it is out literally. It's like hours old. But the match is going to take place in England.
Oh,
Yeah, the match is going to take place in England. For those of you who are keen fans of Devon Larratt, who are fans of Sandris Sedis, will have followed their recent trajectory. From an ArmWars perspective, when there's a story, it makes sense.
Yeah, so preaching to the choir here. We get shot for that. Preaching to the choir.
In this instance, it makes a great deal of sense because we got a real story with this. Devon Larratt is the linear ArmWars heavyweight champion. Never lost that title. Has never lost that title. We put the title up for grabs when we brought the thing back. Sandris Sedis, who's the current reigning WAF champion, right-handed, should be on the left. Bickett won it, but he was pinned by Sandris and won it on a foul. Circumstances are what they are, but the fact remains that Sandris Sedis is on a tear. Sandris Sedis just decimated Matt Mask, the training partner and good friend of Devon Larratt.
Oh, destroyed him.
Behind the scenes, those two guys have been having cheeky dips at each other. Both of the lads have been on the fix. Both of the guys have been in the chat on the fix on a regular basis. I know both guys very, very well. They're both great arm wrestlers, great guys, proud lads, and both extremely confident. And Devon really does believe right now that in a weight class, nobody can beat him. Maybe the case. I don't know. I mean, he's just tucked in a guy that I certainly consider one of the best pound-for-pound arm wrestlers in the world in Evgeny Prudnik, and did so comfortably.
Yeah, I saw Devon in Ireland, and wow.
Yeah.
A specimen.
And he's very, very big man. He's a difficult man to deal with for a lot of guys. The interesting thing about Sandris Sedis is that if you look at Sandris Sedis, he is a very big man himself. He was able to shut down some of the weaponry that Matt Mask possesses because of that size and scale. With Devon Larratt, he's looking at a very different individual. Devon is more versatile, more rounded, trickier, more experienced. Some would say has more top-end strength in most areas of the game. And he's extremely confident. Sandris Sedis, I don't think we know how strong he is, to be perfectly honest, because everybody's pulled recently, he's smashed them up.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to find out how strong he is.
Oh, all right. Let me get to a couple of things in the chat. Alexander Clark, your dead set legend. He says, Neil, good to see you, brother. You know Devon probably better than almost anyone. Have you ever seen him this fired up about calling people out?
You know what? It's like, firstly, how are you doing, Alexander? Thanks for the super chat, mate, and I hope you and your family are well. I think at the moment, Devon is really in a rich vein of form from a confidence perspective. I think he feels like he's on a bit of a mission to prove himself to himself. I don't think he's too concerned about anybody else's opinion, if I'm honest. I don't think he ever has been. Arm wrestling is more than that for Devon. It's more of a personal mission. It's what he does. It's his day-to-day life. He's lived an incredible life. He's a life that certainly a normal human like myself, I couldn't even envisage some of the stuff that guy's been involved with, done. Him and all the people that are in the forces, they're a different caliber of man to me. It'd scare me to death. He didn't, he didn't waver, he didn't back out from anything in his life, and he certainly won't now. From an arm wrestling perspective, he's on a mission to try and prove how good he is, how dominant he is, and to support claims that he's made of late. And he's been really vocal, going out and telling people that as far as he's concerned, in a weight class, he's the man, he can't be beaten. And also saying that he will show up and smack everybody on an ordinary day.
It's the best.
Well, in this instance, this is very short notice. I mean, it's quite an unusual set of circumstances, isn't it? Because Devon says he doesn't need any prep, he doesn't need any tape, or he doesn't need anything, he's ready to go. We often see Devon all over the place. He'll just show up at an event and he'll be on the table for hour after hour after hours and pull novice guys through to the elite guys all over the world. And we see him doing very, very well. Sandris Sedis is not dissimilar to that. He's a clean arm wrestler. He's an arm wrestler that's incredibly brave, incredibly versatile. He shows that at all the major tournaments he attends. He's been inactive really since his last East versus West and WF appearance, both of which were extremely successful. He said he's ready to go. Devon said he'd show up and crack him. Sandris Sedis, in typical fashion, said, "You were in Ireland the other week. It's all right talking about it. Why didn't you just give me a call? I'm only in Latvia. You could have come over." I think Devon probably weighed it up in his mind and thought, well, yeah, why don't I?
He definitely did weigh it up in his mind because he didn't pull anyone. He didn't pull anyone in Ireland. So it was obviously the clogs were ticking over because you, like you said, Devon will pull anyone and everyone all day, every day. So clearly something was happening because once Arm God's finished, there was no, Devon in the middle of the table and everyone lining up to pull him. It was just a photo, some drinks, some pizza or whatever. So yeah, it's awesome.
I think the likelihood of that was because of the East versus West thing, and something big may have been almost East versus West. It was East versus West week, if you recall.
Yes, it was. So because East versus West was the week after. Yeah,
and there were a number of people at the East versus West event. If you saw it, if you were vigilant, that didn't arm wrestle. A number of them. Yeah. Timing is everything. And there was a point there where I was under the impression that Devon may have been at the East versus West event if that had been viable and something was viable, but it didn't. It didn't actually come to fruition. I think the data that's gone back a little bit.
There you go. Do you want to answer Todd and Oleg's love child? Thank you for the soup chat. He says, Neil, where do I buy and how much? Can't wait. Miss my buddy, Uncle John. I've formed. These two hate each other. Todd and Oleg's love child and Uncle John. And Todd and Oleg's put out an olive branch. And now they're buds. I've got them buds.
There you go. You see, mending riffs worldwide. Yeah, in answer to the question, mate. Todd and Oleg's love child. Thanks for the soup chat. Hope you're good, dude. You can get this. The only way you're going to view the match is it's for channel members. We're doing this for channel members. I've been saying for a while we wanted to give a big boost and a reward to our channel members. We're going to do that. We feel like the channel membership is a very good thing, and it's where we want to take the channel as well. Obviously, the production costs of what we do with ArmWars are significant, very, very significant, and we're looking to spec things up again. We'll talk a little bit about the whole dark card concept as you go forward, but let's just say this isn't going to be the last of these. Let's just say that.
Oh,
the big name match is coming down the pipe. We're going to get the ball rolling with a bang, and that bang is obviously it's something that's come about. It's evolved organically. I love this match. I think it's a really good match. You can see it at all tiers of ArmWars channel member. So the cost involved in that, the lowest tier is around £5.
Yeah.
So it's a very small cost. And the quality of this is going to be, we're going to produce this thing. We're going to put it out live on the 11th. And we will do our very best to make this something special. We're going to get our heads together and try and piece it together. Still in the works. I mean, I've not had a lot of time.
Well, yeah, you've let yourself, what is it, the 11th, 16, 17 days.
Yeah, not got a lot of time. I got to get my thinking cap on and see what we can do to make something very special here. I got the best guy for the job, and the guy that works alongside me, James Statham. He will get his thinking cap on, and we will come up with something. I have no doubt that Devon and Sandris will bring it, and that's not all as well. I'm gonna try to pull together. Obviously, it's extremely short notice. We're going to try to pull together an undercard for you guys as well.
Oh, it is. Someone was asking earlier, and I thought it was a one-off match. So there you go.
We're not going to announce the undercard at this stage for obvious reasons because it ain't in place fully.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to bring together some big name pullers as well on the undercard. ArmWars favourites, some of the more popular guys on the ArmWars circuit. We've reached out to a couple today. We've reached out to a few guys, and there's quite a bit going on in the background. So as far as we're concerned, it'll be a solid little card. It's not going to be a big card. We're not going the East versus West route and loading it full. This is about Sandris and Devon.
That's right. 2 or 3 matches, all you need, in my opinion. 2 or 3 little warm-up things while I get me coffee ready. I'll spill it on my shirt. I change shirts. Give me enough time to get comfy.
Yeah, the lads we've approached would lead to 5 matches at this point in time. Yeah. If all of them come off, may not. We'll see. You know, it's short notice. If they come off, we're looking to put together 5 matches. We don't know where. We don't know specifically when. At that time, but we will be showing it. We'll get it. It takes time for us to produce it that day, so the likelihood is that we will do the match earlier in the day and put it out a little bit later on, so we take advantage of for everybody really to give everybody accessibility to it, and it allows us to put a few little tweaks and touches on it as well. It's exactly what we did last time. We ran the event in the afternoon. It finished maybe 2 hours before you could view it, if you will.
Okay, so you'll be sticking to the ArmWars format, film the matches, James Statham does his magic, and then shortly after,
correct,
on the 11th of February, we'll be all watching it.
So on the 11th of February, that's when the matches will be. We will put it on that evening at the sort of best possible time. It's likely that the matches will, because that's late over here for us. I would imagine we're going to try and put it out at 9:30 or usual ArmWars time on Saturday the 11th, and we'll have put a few little ribbons and bows on the thing to make it more viewer friendly. Make sure that it's really polished for you guys, and you get to see the match in a really highly produced manner.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning arm wrestling church for me. Thank you very much. It's a very good time. V Poge or Poges in the chat. He says, "What a surprising match, even after the trash talk yesterday. Good job, Neil. Keep up the good work, Aussie." Thanks, mate. I am baffled that people think that this is a surprise. The only thing that it's a surprise for me is that it's on ArmWars. That's just come out. That's like I'm arguing over here, and you've just come over with a sucker punch out of nowhere, sticking up for your mate. We all thought it'd be at East versus West, but you have done an incredible job, Neil, to land this matchup, and thank you for the super chat. I'll see if anyone's got some. Yeah, Dan John loves the dark card production.
So I plan on doing more of these, mate. I plan on doing more of these. I got to thinking the other day, and I really like this. I really like this. I like what this represents. I really like what this represents. It's like another layer deep from Ironhouse. I'm not necessarily going to tell anybody who, when, where. For our channel members, we're just going to drop in with some big time match when you least expect it.
Yeah, I think that's great because we can all build up to Ironhouse, which is March. You got another one in March, which is brilliant. Build up, and then I love all these. Whoa, where did this one come from? Here we go. Now we're rocking and rolling because John and I did a show yesterday. And we were talking about all these promotions and is there enough room for everyone and who will rise. Okay. And ironically, yesterday,
This was yesterday on Maximum Bang, was it? I need to check that out. I've been running around as you can probably imagine.
Yeah. And literally, I said, we were there talking and we're saying, yes, there's room for everyone. Really appreciate this time in arm wrestling, blah, blah, blah. But a little comment, I'm pretty proud of myself, is I said that Neil will have something up his sleeve. And
we got
long
more, mate.
behold,
You're right.
24
Jake,
hours
right.
later, you make me look like an absolute gem.
Mate, you're right. We got a lot. We got a lot of things up our sleeve. We got a lot in the works. A lot in the works at the moment. It's exciting times, and like you say, I mean, I haven't seen the show that yourself and John did yesterday, but if it's about the promotions, I mean, my God, it's layers deep at the moment, isn't it? I mean, East versus West, wow, unbelievable. Very much a purist look on the sport. If you're an arm wrestling purist, they are delivering big time. You know what's not to like? Elite guys. I mean, sickening depth of match. Incredible. I mean, they can run for like 7 hours while we're over there. So that it's for the hardcore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you've got, and I love what Engin's doing. I think Engin is obsessive compulsive as a man. Never mind in the sport. When he sets his mind on doing something, the thing that made him the incredible champion in the sport that he was and is that sort of obsessive compulsive gene. He's a very unusual individual. You know, he really an individual is what he is. He's a very unusual guy. But Engin is a complete unicorn, and his focus and commitment to trying to drive that thing over the line, well, it's there for all to see, and he's doing a mega job. And some of the matches there, you know, this past weekend, I'm still knackered actually. Some of the matches were incredible, absolutely incredible. There was some awesome stuff, and I think he's got another one planned in April. That's incredible. We've got obviously the big thing coming up for. Have you announced your news yet?
I have to my members. I kind of have. I kind of haven't.
Nothing from me.
Will announce it soon. So,
but there's another big promotion, King of the Table, who have a big event coming, 25th of February.
Historic.
Unfortunately, I can't be at that event, but it's going to be a cracker. They've got Ms. Gasparini, obviously, and Levan Saganashvili slated to pull. We've got John and Dennis coming up. I'm sure a lot of other matches on that card as well. Fantastic stuff. They're doing great things, great promotion. You know, we've got Monster Factory over in the USA. We've got Arm Gods just starting to emerge, and you know, a host of others. I don't want to sort of forget anyone.
We the North are becoming a player.
We the North in Canada. Magda's stuff.
You know, the talks of WAL coming back. They're doing more and more cryptic posting.
Yeah.
You know, if they come back, there's like 6.
I would love that. My God.
Oh, when I first started, that was the dream. You and I calling one match at WAL when I first started, but then it never came back.
I really would. I can neither confirm nor deny that is the case, but I would love that to be the case. You know, I really would. Be unbelievable. But the top and bottom of it is, mate, ridiculous times for the sport, going crazy. Not to mention that there's probably more to come. Some amazing stuff. So yeah, we're going to try and do our little part in it. ArmWars are we see ourselves as little bit left field, bit different. We're trying to we continue with the theme that we've always had, where we try to put on various formats, various concepts, of which Dark Card is the newest. You know, Iron House is another one. The standard ArmWars cards, big live show cards is another one, and it caters for domestic arm wrestlers, international arm wrestlers from a solid national level up to the very best in the world. You know. Obviously, we've got guys like Devon, Sandris, Sasho, Bojidar. We featured on in this last sequence, right through to new guys. You know, I'm looking forward to getting Joel Cagle on a card. Love that guy. You know, some people call him Strawberry Cough, other people call him the Chicken Man.
The Chicken Man. But yeah, each, and that's what we went through yesterday. The one thing that the two things we've been asking everyone to do is, one, don't fucking pirate the pay-per-view. Don't be a dick. Like heard some things were going on. You know, the whole live commentary is another thing, but we got a couple of links and we were able to report them and get them shut down. But the other thing is we were talking about is if you love one promotion, like if someone bleeds ArmWars, it doesn't mean to hang shit on all the other promotions. Like, just let them be, because everyone that we've just spoke about has something different. If you want the best matches in North America, you watch the Monster Factory. If you want cinematography, storytelling, episodic TV, then you go and watch ArmWars. If you want purest bulk matches, and if you're a Western guy and don't know much about European arm wrestlers, you watch East versus West. If you want live production, historic value, you watch King of the Table. If you want atmosphere, feel like a good night out with some good arm wrestling, and more loud noises, you go watch Arm Gods. Like, there's a spot for everyone. And it's, just I haven't been in the sport nowhere near enough as someone like yourself, Neil, but what a time to be an arm wrestling fan.
Oh, it's amazing, mate. The game's changed. And the whole sort of, I never really understand me personally, I never really understand the whole, I like these guys, I don't like these guys, I like these guys, but we have to not like these guys. I just don't get it. From my perspective, if they're pushing the sport of arm wrestling, I like them.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I mean, arm wrestling's only a small sport in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah,
just a small, that's it. And I've said it many, many times, rising tide raises all ships. I hope that is the case. So more power to all these guys that are out there trying to push the sport in their way, in their corner of the world. Good on them. I'll continue to do the best I can and try and bring entertainment to people out there whenever and wherever we can. I'm hoping that what we've got coming down the tracks here is something really good for you guys. These are two arm wrestlers I love as individuals.
How can you not love them? How can you not love them?
Absolutely great arm wrestlers. Great lads, great arm wrestlers. Devon Larratt is one of the most engaging characters. Forget arm wrestling. You catch up with Devon Larratt, you will soon realize what this guy's about. And he's a very special individual.
Charismatic as all shit as well.
Yeah,
just
without
a good
doubt.
dude.
Remarkable,
arm wrestling, cycling
movie.
France with a super chat. I'll get through some chats. Neil, some questions for you. He said, arm wrestling, cycling France, really good dude. He says, any chance you have room for spectators or VIP ticket holders for the event, Neil?
We won't, mate. This is dark. This is the dark card. We don't know where this will be yet. Underground, car park, the woods, somewhere. We don't know. This is dark card. This is going to be something special. As I say, we don't know where. We know who now. We didn't know when. We know when now. It's got to work for Devon and Sandris. It's got to be viable. It sounded like Devon wanted to go earlier. Then he said, I can't do next week. He's in Kentucky. He's got something going on there. And he's going to bounce straight off that and into this next match. So, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of moving parts here. A lot of moving parts, but I know we'll bring something special. Both guys have committed hard. Both are in. Plane tickets. Everything's set.
Oh, and Karaoke Vic, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, is the Devon Sandris match going to be an ArmWars rules match?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Short answer, yes. But Neil, for those that might not know, because they've just come off East versus West, just give a brief thing what, your best 4 or 5 ArmWars rules that makes it different to if they were pulling it East versus West.
The best way that I could tell anybody to research the ArmWars rule set and see it close up and personal would be the sort of archive of matches that we've had. We're the original. Remember, the ArmWars is the originator of the super match. We started this thing. This is the original home. This is also the birthplace of Devon Larratt's professional arm wrestling career. This is where Devon got his stripes, The rule system for ArmWars is based around the WAF, but made for entertaining arm wrestling. We sort of invented the running foul. The running foul's been copied. It's been bastardized. Other people have tried to emulate it. Literally, that's what's happened. Other people have tried to emulate it. But in its purest form, the running foul in its purest form is seen in ArmWars. We're the biggest, utilizers and originators of the square in the air, and we use it all angles. So the arm wrestlers, if they do feel like there's something that isn't accurate, we go to the square in the air. If the referee feels like something's been missed, we go to the square in the air. Sometimes we'll watch the films back and we'll get comments. People say, "Oh, this was missed," and often we're sat back thinking, "Well, it wasn't actually." A very famous one with Bogdan Stoiker and Froda. But if you watch the film closely, not the raw, the full film, you will see that is discussed in depth at the table. So the thing that people were saying, "Oh, this is missed," it wasn't missed. We went to the cameras, we discussed it. The match was awarded to Froda Hoagland because of the foul by Bogdan Stoiker. Froda being Froda said, "No, I don't want that." We go again.
Oh, he's the
on
man.
the restart, he actually lost. But I think that's why people love Froda in a way. He didn't want to win on infringements. He didn't want to win on fouls. He didn't want that. He said, "No, it finishes on a pin or it doesn't finish." And he wanted to go again. And that is why Froda's always one of the first names, if not the first name on the sheet for me, because the guy's the essence of arm wrestling.
One of the most entertaining super match pullers on the planet, bar none. I'll get to hopefully see him pull live, or at least hang out with him live, because I'll be in Norway in March. I still can't believe I get to say sentences like that, Neil. Like, going to be in Norway in March. From we spoke very early when I first started, because I kept hounding you to come on the show when I had like 30 subs, and I'm like, I'm coming for you, mate.
Mate, you've done a great job in carving yourself out a niche in the sport. And good on you, Jake. It's good that you've had the balls to get up and do it, chase it, and good for you.
Oh, thank you. Everyone's getting so. You got any questions for Neil, guys? I'll tell you what it'd be. I know you're always busy, Neil, but something that always I thought was really cool for me, and I think would be a cool video with highlights as you talk about it, where we spend that short amount of time together at
in Manchester
at the Trafford Centre, and we were stood there, and you were just sharing stories. That's where Devon and Monster Michael Todd, and this is what happened, the setup. I reckon that would be a cool video. You going back to the Trafford Centre, and you're like, this is where the athletes, would walk down, and as you're walking down, it's a highlight of Monster Michael Todd or whoever walking down. And I just thought those stories were cool, because when I wasn't really into arm wrestling, that before WAL was the only thing on TV. It was on my cable TV, your ArmWars Super Show. So, and then of course that famous story when we were in the same building and didn't even, obviously I wasn't a huge arm wrestling fan back then, but we were in the same building at the same time, but I was there for basketball. But I reckon if you get the time, that'd be a cool behind the scenes video for the ArmWars channel. But
I think it would, mate.
At the time,
I think it would. I think looking back, if we get any time with Devon while he's over, I'd love to get Mike over at some point, and a number of the other guys that were in some of the really big matches. Jeff Hale's been in some big matches. We've had over the years. It's funny. I was talking to Travis this weekend while we were at East versus West. Some of the matches, the gathering at the top of the MGM Grand, on the roof of the MGM Grand in the penthouse. It was unbelievable stuff. We had the penthouse suite at the MGM Grand on the roof. The balcony had a 450 person capacity. There's a big, that was some suite, three leveled suite we had up there. It's like a bloody big arm wrestler party. In the gathering, we had that was the original top 8. End of. That was it. That was the original top 8. Years before top 8 came around.
That's where Don Underwood really solidified himself as. Was that on top of the MGM Grand where Don Underwood solidified himself?
So many stories there. Yeah, there's so many stories interwoven into that thing. Yeah, but the couple of years prior to that, the ArmWars High Stakes in Vegas was an incredible event. Acid Rain at the Trafford Centre, Mighty Quest at the Trafford Centre. Been some incredible cards. Killer Instinct in Germany. And let's not forget, the Germans are resurgent at the moment with Pinamore, which I love.
Oh, they're doing some incredible stuff. Really glad they're getting on board.
I'd love to get some of the German boys back in the mix here. It's great to see. Arm wrestling's in a very good place at the moment. Really.
And I think we really need, I don't know if it's my 38 years of age, Neil, but we can't take it for granted. We just can't. At any moment, Engen implodes, says he's not doing it. Your businesses outside or other sports, strongman's building. You've done work in the UFC. That could I know arm wrestling is where your heart lies.
Yeah.
But suddenly you're doing 30 events a year for UFC and Giants Live and strongman in general, which I just destroyed Big Loz just the other day when he came to Australia. Whatever. I'm a tank. And you know what I mean? So we don't have these, this isn't always guaranteed. King of the Table and Core Sports just might go, we're not selling the pay-per-views. We'll just stick to our boxing and fighting. So, with Larry moving to America, does that change everything?
Which is one of the things, you were talking a moment ago about the sort of the piracy thing. And I heard I don't know the details of it, but I heard that Engen's East versus West stream somebody uploaded it onto Facebook or
they bought the pay-per-view and then just stuck their phone or camera on the telly, and it was just live streaming. About 50 people were watching it. There was I've heard about 7 channels be shut down,
and that's terrible, isn't it? I mean, that is terrible. Just doing that, it jeopardizes the whole future of the event. Why would you do that? So much is being poured into these things. Events like this, the production that we do for ArmWars, the East versus West, they're a lot of money. They cost a lot of money, time, and effort. When people try to literally prevent the promotions going forward, why would you do that? I wouldn't do it. If I have a sport that I love, I'll support the sport, not try and make it so that they don't earn the money that they need to make the thing go again. It's just nonsensical. If you're a fan of a sport, you want it to progress, surely.
Well, the last 3 East versus West, I've bought 32 pay-per-views and a T-shirt to give away.
Mm-hmm.
So I try and do my bit, and obviously with my videos and podcasts and things like that, promote it and always sharing the links. So sometimes people might question where I sit, and it's like, guys, I don't make any money, like not much money, I should say, because I spend it all on, $15 a pop times 11, it's $165. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just so other people can watch it.
Mm-hmm.
That can't miss out. So
and hopefully, if the thing keeps growing and East versus West keeps going, King of the Table keeps going, we'll try our best to keep going as well. If you guys out there support us, we can bring more big matches like this. We'll see how this one goes. I mean, I got a few big matches that I'm looking for that make a lot of sense. Where there's some stories.
Are you gonna tease us with anything? Devon's pretty good at cryptic posters, Neil. You gave me a cryptic message just before. You're not bad at it.
Let's just say I've got another 3 big matches that I would like to run this year, and none of the guys that are in those matches are on the screen right now.
They're
very, very, very big names.
All right, well, guys, in the chat, try and guess. Just try and guess, and I'll put up like 10 or 12 matches. And we'll see if we can get a change in Neil's face. We'll see if we can. I'll
try and go poker face. The last few times that I've put things like that out, funny enough, they've those matches have shown up at other promotions. So, James loves it when I do that. I mention a few matches, and somebody wow, and that match shows up. So, I'm trying to keep it on the down low a little bit. I can't help it. I do talk about matches like that a lot, but
we just get excited. So, Flatballs 2094. Thank you very much for the super chat. It says, for Jake and the fans, keep feeding us wrestling. We'll get to some people in the chat quickly because they just want to say hi. Chris Island says this is going to be a great match. Sarah Latona says, my first matches I saw were from Vegas ArmWars. So you're not allowed to call Sarah lightning anymore. Uncle John made the worst lightning noise ever. And so now we call her Sarah.
I'm supposed to be going on the morning BJ. Well, I'm not going to say going on the morning BJ with Sarah. It's with her other
Brandon
half.
and Jason.
Yeah. But that's soon, I believe. We'll be putting something in on that one. So yeah, I'll be going on the show with Jason and with Brandon imminently. Soon we'll get a date pegged in.
Yeah, they're good fun. But I am a little annoyed with them, but I'll talk to them afterwards in a fun way. Lucha
I just walked onto one. Fair enough.
No, they're good. They're good. I'll tell you off camera, Neil. Any membership level on ArmWars channel to watch the match. That's right. Yeah. You can buy the minimum one. You can buy the top tier one. Obviously, with every tier, you get more to do with ArmWars.
Yeah, we have tiers right up to Legends, and the plan will be as we go forward with some of the dark card stuff. On this occasion, it's not going to be possible, but particularly as we progress the dark card and the Iron House, things like that, we'd like to get to a situation where we give the Legends tier members the golden arms and maybe some of the more. We want to do more little perks for those guys as well. Like we're going to do a giveaway for some of our sponsor partners, so the arm sport handles and things like that. We're going to just pick a random member on a monthly basis to receive a free set of handles, like the ultimate handle set from Arm.
They've got some good stuff. They've sent me some equipment, and the shit is awesome. Yeah. Is awesome. Really Neil Pickup's wife's boyfriend, probably one of my favorite troll names ever.
I thought he was in the back room.
Yeah. Mr. Quality James Statham in the house. Just letting everyone know. Become an ArmWars member, $5.99 to watch the pay-per-view on February 11th. Try and claim it, guys, as an early Valentine's Day present for your wife. I'm sure they'll be very, very happy. The tipster says Neil is a classy dude. Who else is Sandris Sedis? James has just given us the time. 9:30 p.m. What else? The Real Deal says we will support.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. I hope everybody does. If we can make this thing go, maybe we can bring back the glory days and put more on like this where we have some really big name pullers over there and light this thing up. I'd love to get back to a situation where we could pull together another gathering.
Yeah. Oh, be brilliant. One of my favorite things when I have people in the thumbnail and the background, Neil, is whenever you sit in a particular position, looks like Sandris's. They're your arms.
Yeah, I wish.
The best one ever, I'll try and send you a screenshot, is when I had Sarah Backman on the show and her arms were directly below mine. And at the start of the podcast, everyone was like, holy shit, Aussie's arms are looking mega. And I'd been consistently at the gym for 4 weeks, Neil, so I was getting a bit of these ones happening and then realised my arms were, like if I do that, my arms were directly underneath. So it wasn't me. People think Richard versus Ron Barth, Luke King versus Jeff Hale, Neil versus Evan. Oh, are we getting the face moving a bit? Neil Pickup versus the Aussie arm wrestler. What an easy warm-up match that would be for you. Although just destroyed Big Loz. Ron Barth versus Hyder.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
Sarah versus Gabby rematch. I'm trying to go through them in case someone, because these people on the internet are smart, Neil, so they might actually land one. So I'm actually just going to whip through.
There'll have been breadcrumbs out there on some of the undercard matches I've targeted for sure, and probably will be a couple of breadcrumbs in past fix episodes on some of the big matches, but they're big matches. Big matches, so yeah.
There's going to be there Engen versus Samushia. Get Travis back on the card. I might hide that one because that one I reckon would be a huge possibility. Neil Pickup's wet dream would be the Danny Tesh comeback.
Oh, that would be the one. Danny Tesh.
I've offered $1,000 to have him on the show.
So I want
still
that.
denied.
Terrible. Danny Tesh. If Danny Tesh returns to the sport, that will be amazing. I would love to see Danny back in the mix.
And a huge thing as well.
Ooh, what was that last one? Just pop that one up there.
Adam Wawrinski versus Zurab. The Walrus. My wife called him the Walrus because she couldn't pronounce his last name.
Interesting match, isn't it?
There you go. Ooh, yep. Spermy says, Neil, I'll be watching. Sam Burnett, one of my guys, says ArmWars is the best. Good morning, guys, because it is morning here in Australia.
Good morning, Sam. See you soon.
Sam Burnett will be at ArmWars Ironhouse in, what's that, just 6 weeks' time, 7 weeks' time.
Yeah, he's coming over to the Ironhouse 3, Australia represented. Sam.
Very, very happy. I love it because we're not if you're listing your top 10, even top 20 arm wrestling countries, Australia's about 58th. So when I see my guys, get on there and back themselves in, we did a bit of a fundraiser for Sam for King of the Table. I think he got Jashevsky first round. Which is the
ropey draw,
yeah. So,
not ideal.
But you know what they say in Kentucky, unfucking lucky. So that's just the way it is.
Sam's the guy that I'm looking forward to having over here. I'd love to get Mario at some point as well. I hear good things about Mario.
Yeah, Mario. Well, watch his match it's the same day as King of the Table, but Arm Wrestling Entertainment. He's taking on Guntis, a super heavyweight star. Here in Australia on that card. Luigi says my dream match is Todzilla versus Sasho at ArmWars. So, we got a sniff and a smile. Emily thinks you could be the only person to land the Ryan Bowen RVJ match. And then, of course, we've got MMT versus Barbara. Barbara. It is funny. What's the story about Danny Tesh? Oh, it's just more Neil bangs on about it. Uncle John bangs on it. I do. It's all about like storytelling and getting people interested. Danny Tesh was an amazing arm wrestler and then skyrocketed to the moon when he stopped arm wrestling because of Neil. The songs and the hashtags and just talking about it.
Because he's omnipotent. Yeah. And the son of God. Those things. I mean, all the things people talk about, you did so much for arm wrestling. This is the guy that invented beer and sex.
Yeah. So, we have to thank him if you enjoy one or the other or both at the same time.
Either of those things, both good things. And Danny's responsible, guys.
You've got to thank it. So with ArmWars, how realistically, Neil, how many events would you like to have in a year, and how many events could you do in a year?
We could do quite a lot of events in a year. I think the other thing, I think I'll sort of answer that another way. There's certain events that I will try to assist if I can. I'll try to assist East versus West, and I don't want to cut across these guys. King of the Table, the same. So if I can avoid the dates that they're doing and try and keep away from what they're doing, that's something that I'll try to do. We don't see ourselves as the same. We see ourselves as a very different setup. The same. They're nearer to the old ArmWars where it was more about the results and the elite matches. That's really not what ArmWars is about now. We're looking to provide a timeless representation of people's journey within the sport. And I'm a big believer in people buy people first. They buy the character first and the sport will follow. If you can put the guys out there and the viewer resonates with a character, they'll then want to see that individual arm wrestle. Or whatever that sport is. You usually get into a sport, you find a person whose character resonates with you, and then you're keen to see that. It's something like the football team thing. You like football, but you really like seeing your team play.
Yeah,
and it's the same.
It was like I always bring up the Ultimate Fighter back in the day. Like if you watch the very first season of the Ultimate Fighter, suddenly in future UFCs, you were interested in more matches because you're like, oh, Chris Lieben was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Stephan Bonner had that amazing event. Oh, Forrest Griffin won it all. Oh, Diego Sanchez, what a lunatic he was. And then suddenly I'm interested in more UFC. So I'm the same as you. Get invested.
And so many stars have come from that. And so many stars of the modern sport, if you look, have come from up the ArmWars route. Devon being one of them. Michael Todd being another. And many, many more have come that same way. Frodo Hoagland, Tom Holland of late. Coach Ray, my God. Who's really in the ascendancy. Ryan Bowen, some guy called Bowen.
My mate Ryan Bowen, you say it loud and proud on this channel, Neil. But yes,
Ryan Bowen is a success story. He is. He's a success story. He's done an amazing job. He's a remarkable individual. He got his start in ArmWars, and he was recently back in the promotion again. Did a great job again. What is talisman?
It was. I can't believe he won a left arm matchup, and I saw James Wall in person, so made me very more impressed that he beat him
James
on the left
Wall's,
arm.
A very impressive individual. Really, really impressive character. Rock solid.
Yeah. Oh, I've got some of my arm wrestling stocks, and I've invested in James Wall. That is for sure, 100%. Especially because he's got the best initials on the planet. So, guys, we'll go for about 5 more minutes, and we really appreciate Neil joining us and just explaining it. So we'll reiterate again. You need to become at least the minimum member of ArmWars. But it's not only that, you get a whole month's worth when you buy a membership. So they put out exclusive content and things like that. They put on some fun videos. So you not only get the match with Devon, you're getting an undercard. You're getting an undercard as well. And Neil says up to 5 matches. So we are up at about there. And, of course, it is happening. And if you've just joined us, you can see the pictures in the background. Neil's just come out of nowhere and dropped an arm wrestling bomb on the world and just went, right, Devon, Sandris, let's do it. Now, this is for the ArmWars Super Heavyweight title officially.
Yes. Yeah, this is the championship title. As I say, Devon Larratt, linear champion, never lost that title. Similarly with the heavyweight title, Monster Michael Todd never lost that title. So this will be interesting, and then it sets up a whole myriad of things. I mean, who wins this match? I mean, I'm sure Devon will go in as a favorite. Sandris, it'll be very, very interesting here. I mean, I think he can punch for the moon. I don't think a lot of people, like with Matt Mask, most people didn't give Sandris a chance. I remember distinctly that night at East versus West. It was like the shock of the night. Everybody's like, "What the?" But he didn't just beat Mask.
Oh,
he punished him. He was
him.
remarkable. Matt Mask, who I love. Matt's one of my favorite arm wrestlers in the world. One of the reasons you got to love Matt is because Matt was just like, "Can I do with that?" Came off and said, "Wow, that way, way, way stronger than I thought. Like a lot stronger." Sandris, on the other hand, was saying, "Yeah, I can go bigger. Give me bigger." Who? Well, what about this guy? We'll see.
Lock it in, and we will see it the 11th of February. The 11th of February, where it's at. There you go. Dan Sean says Neil, the godfather of UK arm wrestling. Look, quite arguably, just the godfather of arm wrestling in general. You would say with your 30 years, 40 years in the sport.
I think we're about 38 years now, coming up. Yeah, long time. It's about that, isn't it? Jesus Christ, I'm old.
Do you know what I did 38 years ago? Come out of me mum.
I was just waiting for that. Yeah, I wish I could have been shot into space. You would have been if I hadn't been pissed.
Oh, here I was thinking my dad was from Ireland, but no, it's official. It's official. We've just found out Neil Pickup is my real father. I feel like I'm on Maury Povich. It's like, Neil Pickup, you are the father of this stupid Australian. Oh, there we go. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Oh, one last question from Angelo. Will this be stakes on ArmBet? Can you have a bit of a punt?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. What are your thoughts on ArmBets and being able to?
ArmBet. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
really, really good. I love ArmBet. I love the whole ArmBet is great. I love the whole concept of it. I love the app where you can search people out. Just you're roaming around, you put it on visible mode, and it finds arm. I think that's frigging wonderful. It's revolutionized stuff. It's a great thing. The whole concept that Devon has, where he goes out and just travels around and smacks people. I think it's great. Some of the practices, some of the attendances, where he's just showing up at a place, and you look on there, and there's 100 arm wrestlers all in one place. That's great.
I've met some amazing people through the ArmBet. But then, what are your thoughts on gambling? So you can stake on ArmBet. Like I can put $20 on Devon. What are your thoughts on the gambling side of things?
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, it makes it more difficult from our perspective with the ArmWars stuff, where you've got we like to do battlegrounds. We like to we like to put people into those challenging situations. That has been a problem and is a problem for us. Just because of the fact that some of the matches that we'll run, you get your initial first round opponent, and then you may have another one. If it's an 8-man battleground, a real battleground is 8 men. A baby battleground is 4 men. We run a lot of baby battlegrounds. At most events, we run a baby battleground. And we will have here. I think your boy's involved in one. Sam's involved in one. So he'll be going home a very, very tired individual after his weekend.
I can't wait.
And there's a few others as well. We got some real matches brewing. I mean, Coach Ray and Mindigus were on the fix a couple of weeks ago on the fix that wasn't a fix, but we did go out live that night. Mindigus and Ray were getting at each other. So little bit of a tip-off that one match that might be coming off on the dark card. Little tip-off on that.
Yeah, and it's funny because I tell people all the time, like I had a bit of a talk at Arm Gods, and I was like talking to the athletes beforehand. I said, look, if you win your match, have someone in the back of your mind who you'd like to arm wrestle next. I said, it's not disrespecting. Like if I'm pulling Neil and I want Uncle John next, I'm not disrespecting Neil, but it's like that's how you get matches. Call
you're mapping your path. Yeah.
Like Neil wouldn't have come on my show unless I messaged him. I called Neil out in a DM. Hey Neil, going live in half an hour. Want to jump on and talk about it? If I just I've just waited for Neil, he'd probably never come on the show because he's too busy. And we're almost 40, so we get pretty tired at Neil's time of night. Shit, it's almost lunchtime here, and I'm pretty knackered. So
you're bloody right, mate. I mean, we've been absolutely frigging non-stop. This last week's been criminal, really unbelievable over at East versus West and so on. And good stuff, mate. But it's exciting. Keeps you. If it doesn't keep you young, it may knacker you, but you're only here once, right?
I'm certainly making the best of it. I've never been. It's been almost a year now since I took the plunge, and my wife going to cancel it. I've never been happier in my life. Never. Even if I have to get up at like East versus West, got up at 2 a.m. to start watching, commentating at 2:30 for 7 hours. But hey, for me, no. But it's all for me. It's all about perspective. Like I just did a full day's work while my family were asleep. So once East versus West finished, I got to hang out with my family all day. Like not many people get the luxuries I have. Like I'll finish this. My wife and I will have some lunch. We might take the dog for a walk, and then I'll do some work in the afternoon. I've never been happier in my life, and I thank the arm wrestling world for it. And for people like Henry dropping a super chat, he says, Merlo is due for a shot at a big event, Neil.
Yeah, I love Jason Merlo. He's been invited to ArmWars. He will continue to be. He's got a few issues with. He doesn't like flying. Stop talking, Neil, says James. Mate, we got some work to do. We got a big match to pull off. That's what we got.
Yeah.
Mr. Stern.
James, as much as I love the support, you've got some production shit to be doing. You've got some previews and trailers to be making.
Yeah, we really do. We got to get our heads around this one and make it work good. Hopefully, it's a banger. Hopefully, it's good stuff. I have a lot of faith in both these lads. I know both will want to win. It's going to be a really good proving ground opportunity. I mean, talk about opportunity knocks for Sandris Sedis. Jesus. Oh. Can you imagine if he cracks Devon? Can you imagine if he cracks Devon? Holy shit. That would be wow.
Well, we've got a poll going right now, and I've said, how many rounds will Sandris win? 555 people have voted. 51% say he gets swept under the rug. 28% say 1, 10% say 2, and 11% say 3.
It's going to be an acid test, isn't it? Oh. Because we know Sandris is lethal. We know he's extremely versatile. We know he's very big. Maybe he can put the brakes on Devon in certain areas. On the other hand, we know that Devon Larratt is an absolute monster. He's in great form. He's supremely confident right now. Speaking to Devon the other day, I mean, he really is. He's not talk. He genuinely believes he's going to sweep everybody he pulls.
Yeah, it's not bread and circuses. It's not for the camera. Yeah, we had some very interesting conversations off camera, and I was just like, yeah, fair enough. And so you should be. Yeah.
Lad believes he's in a rich vein of form, and he believes he can crack anyone right now, with the exception of the super elite super heavies, and even he may be in the mix with those. So. Yeah, speaking to John Brzezinski at East versus West, he's a big Devon Larratt believer right now as well. So it'll be interesting. And this gives us very much a real-time reality check on where Sandris is at. And I love that about Sandris. I love that Sandris, when Devon was on the show and he's saying, I'll have the balls to call him out. And then when his bluff was called, he's like, yeah, I'm in. And he's not mucking about. He's up for it. I mean, I spoke to Sandris early today. Sandris is up for it.
Yes,
let's go.
He's hungry.
Oh, yeah.
He's a world champion. We've seen what he's done in Supermatch format. Chance Shaw, Matt Mask. He's just, tearing people. So it makes sense. And kudos to you, Neil, for landing this match. I can't imagine how hard it is these days, especially in the level that you're at. You're talking to Donna Drees, Adam Silver, Engen Terzi, and you're like, all right, I got to try and organize this match, like you said before, without stepping on any toes. Yep. Hey, we're having this match. Don't hate me. We're going to have it on this date. Yep. Okay. East versus West is here. King of the Table's here. Monster Factory's here. Blah, 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 blah. So, kudos for you for nailing this match.
Yeah, it's great. I'm excited about it, mate. It's come around. It's an organic opportunity out of the darkness and into the light. Here we go.
Oh, and 291 people joining us at the moment. Super pumped. And if you're sticking around in 48 hours, guys, I'll have East versus West Super Heavyweight Champion on the show, Jerry Cataret. So make sure you tune in for that one. But if we could all please thank the man himself, Neil Pickup, for coming on short notice after the video came out, and we all went bananas.
My life's short notice at the moment, mate. Here we go. We have a day's notice, and so be it. Here we go.
And we're rocking and
rolling.
Train is
on the track, and it's confirmed. I can't wait. Big match. Big opportunity.
February 11th, ArmWars. It's in the description. Just click on ArmWars, click the join button, and become an ArmWars member, because you'd be mad not to. You would be mad not to.
We're looking to have the lads in the country from probably Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll try and get some stuff out beforehand as well. Try and get some little bit of... we'll catch up with them, obviously, talk to them, and see where their heads are at. It'll be interesting on those last few days, it'll be interesting to see where their heads are at, So I think it's either Wednesday or Thursday to get in. Maybe we'll be able to get something out those 2 nights. We'll get them sat down and do I won't be doing a press conference. I'm not a big fan of the long drawn out press conference. I prefer the fight style head to head.
Yeah,
We're just
I
going to
thought
sit
the
in
one
the
thing we got right at ArmGods was our press conference, and I can thank Uncle John for that. He suggested put the table in the middle and the head to head. Yeah,
I'm much more of a fan of that. Myself and James are very much about the that sort of style, slightly different from that. Hopefully, these guys don't crack each other in the head with a can of beer, but that could be. I ain't getting between them if they do.
I will because yeah, that's just what we do in Australia. We absolutely love all that shit, and I was ready to throw a couple of cut lunches as well if came to, because why
you should
not,
have thrown
eh?
Paul Maiden's in for him, because Jesus Christ, Paul, wait till I see Maiden. Oh, mate!
I'd love to have that. I'd love to be there having a beer with you two while you chat about.
I can't wait, Paul. Mate, you're never going to live that down, son.
But yeah,
never going to live that down. Also, Paul, while we're on it, because you've given me a bit of pasty on a couple of occasions, here's a little bit of payback, mate. When you had a clear opportunity, right, for your shirt to either stay on or come off, go with option one. Keep the shirt on, son. When you look like me and you do not need to be. If you look like Coach Ray, fine, shirt off. Me and you, shirt on. Don't need.
Yeah,
nobody needs to see that.
I got the shirt. You know, you presented me as an honorary Iron House member. I've got this here, and I was like, I should have worn this. But I'm like you, Neil. I'm like, I'm not getting changed in front of everyone here. I'm not having me love handles jiggle all over the screen. I want to gain viewers.
Nobody needs to see that, did he, mate? They don't need to see that. But yeah, but we'll sit the lads down. We'll get them on a press conference. We'll get them head to head. I'm sure. I don't think this is. I know these guys go back and forth, but having spoken to both men, there's already a lot of mental games here. There's already a little bit of that. You know, it started. Devon started last night with it, and he started trying to chip away and pick Sandris apart. Sandris is a very stoic individual. He really doesn't do the nonsense. You know, I've never seen him unsettled by that kind of stuff. He doesn't really get picked apart. But this will be an acid test of that as well, because Devon will continue to do so.
Oh, he'll try and poke the bear and get a reaction. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's and what it's nothing to do with. There's no animosity between these lads. There's a massive amount of respect, actually. I really believe that between both of them. You know, having spoken to them privately prior to this thing coming about, I know they respect each other very much. I know both are supremely confident. Both genuinely believe that they have a great opportunity to beat the other. Devon is confident to a remarkable level. I mean, he does not believe. Never mind Sandris. He doesn't believe anybody can crack him at the moment. You know, Sandris, I think he feels is just a stepping stone. On the other hand, Sandris doesn't give a shit. He couldn't care less, and he believes he's the shoot for the biggest man you can. After his win against Matt Mask, he actively came up and called out Devon. Everybody heard it. He was speaking to us after and said, "Guy, I'd really like to pulse Devon. I'd like to know where he's at. How big is the gap? How good am I? Let's find out." I love that.
I love that people are chasing that. I find that so exciting, because all the time, like, Monster Michael Todd gets a lot of gaff, but I'm like, the dude always wants to pull the best on the planet.
Yeah.
And for that, and he wears his heart on his sleeve, and I love him for it. You know, he's not hiding. You know, I know a lot of people that will only take matches when they know that they're going to win. So, and I love it. And you'll like this super chat from Retro Roster Gaming. It says, Paul Maiden punches like a lady.
Hey, Paul Maiden, give the lad credit. He is the originator of the Supergirl punch. And as far as I'm concerned, it lives on. Where the GIF came out, and that was, I love it. When that GIF was doing the rounds, I pissed a little bit. It was fantastic stuff, mate. Absolute quality.
Regardless of how bad the punch was, the one thing I did enjoy was everyone was talking about it. Everyone.
Hey, listen, it was I would bet my house that it was a work. Both guys, did their part. I thought they did a great job of it. and it was entertaining. I mean, anybody who watches that, they're going to be entertained by it. You know,
I'll take that bet that it wasn't.
yeah, good on them. They worked the show. If it comes off for them, I hope ArmGods did well. I hope they got a lot of pay-per-views and the show went well. And yeah, more power to them. Let them. Good luck with future events.
Yeah, they're almost punching up out in the parking lot like the day before. So yeah, it wasn't a work, but yeah, I think that's probably the most. That and how is my hip were the two most common questions after that. But it definitely wasn't a work. But I thought, but I'll tell you what, I thoroughly enjoyed being in a press conference where like something happened and there was a can upside the head. You know what I mean? Like, like no disrespect to East versus West, but that last press conference hurt.
I mean, look, the way that I see that is I personally believe that the East versus West press conference can be evolved into something special. I think at the moment, because of the language barrier thing, it makes it extremely difficult. Engin's obviously very keen for everybody to have their say, and he wants to be fair and he respects the guys very much. What he's trying to do, his heart is very much in the right place there. And you know, there are people that will have loved that press conference. It's different tricks, you know. For me, it's the wrong format and it's extremely long. I'd like to see the way that I suggested it when I was over there, and the suggestion that I made to these guys is that they would do a press conference where it was individual athletes segmented head to head in a room, sat across a desk. They can talk about what they want. And people can super chat in. You could even have it like an auction where if you want your question asking to those people, then the super chat comes in. If your super chat's slightly bigger, it goes to the top of the pile. If it doesn't, it stays nearer the bottom. They get through the super chats. The other benefit of that for East versus West and for other promotions would be that it gives you almost a popularity barometer as well, doesn't it?
Yeah,
because the show that gets the most views, the athletes that are attracting the most views, are the ones that people are most interested in. So it's quite a good popularity barometer, I think, and I think that would work well, and it just gives you more ability to tune into and be more selective about the matches that you want to see.
Yeah, but it also runs the risk of going even longer. Because if you say Devon versus Sandris and you're reading every single super chat, some of the super chats that will come in will have nothing to do with the match itself. And it'd be like, oh, Devon, do you think you could beat Levan again? It's like, oh, come on, guys. Like,
yeah, you got to
run the risk of making it go for even longer.
I think once you get to a certain, you got to put a time scale on them, mate. You know, like the UFC do. I mean, a lot of this stuff's out there. It's not rocket science, and it's there and it's been done. So some of the events some of the organizations that are tried and tested in these things, we as a sport, we got to take the learnings from them, you know, and I'm sure East versus West will do that. If I can assist them, I did make the recommendations I've just spoke about there when I was over there. I would like to see that changed. It's not my show. And I'm going to respectfully shut up if they don't want me to put the comments in there. I've got nothing but good things to say about East versus West. The show itself is magnificent. It really is. It's a different look. The show's ridiculous. Some of the matches, the athletes are ridiculous. The level's ridiculous. There's a great camaraderie over there as well. You know,
with so many people there. I think someone was mentioning it yesterday during our show. Was that it's a really good, because there's so many matches. So with so many matches, there's so many athletes. So it's a really good catch up, and you probably saw it more at the East versus West 5 when the Hall of Fame and things like that, and we saw a lot of Cobra Rhodes going live, and you were saying the camaraderie.
5 was a special event, Jake. It really was, you know.
Yeah, I think 5 is the best one so far,
and I think that with all of these things, I'm hoping that we have the same here. There are moments in history. This is the first dark card. It won't be the last. We're going to evolve it. I think this will be something special. I think the lads we're bringing over, particularly if we can pull this undercard together. I wish I'd had more time, truth be known. You know, you always would love to have more time with these things to develop them and spin it out. But it's sometimes you got to be opportunistic and you got to go balls out and you got to go brave and you got to try and deliver for the sport and the community at the time. This thing is sitting up right now. The guys want it. They're both ready to go. There's a beauty in that. I love this concept. I love the fact that both guys are like, yeah, no long taper, no big drawn out affair. Let's fucking go. And the fact that you've got two guys like Sandris and Devon that claim, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm off the couch and I'll smack the shit out of you. And both of them believe that they can do that. And both of them believe that they've got the capability to show up on any given Thursday, every given Sunday, any given Monday through frigging Saturday, and they will have something for you. Well, I guess we'll find out who really does, won't we?
And it is right arm. We'll confirm it is right arm.
Well, yeah, this is about...
Because ages ago, there was talks about a left arm match, but like everyone's like, oh, confirm right arm, confirm right arm. It is a right arm match.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, yeah, it's right arm. I mean, no. Look, Devon and Sandris, I actually frigging think they're right left arm. Neither one of them's a left arm specialist.
So that would be fun as well.
There are occasions when I've run matches like that. I mean, my God, me and Michael Todd weren't left arm specialists. We ended up beating the piss out of each other. We pulled right, we pulled left many times in a career, and neither one of us favoured the left arm, but my God, we had some matches left-handed. I remember Tamara Mitz from Canada, right? And Erika Andersson of Sweden. Neither one was a left-hander. Both girls didn't really rate the left-handed. We put them together in Vegas. My God. It was an unbelievable career-ending death war. You never do know. And let me tell you now, if we can talk, these two guys in both arms, bet your ass we will do that. Bet your ass we'll do that, of course. Yeah. And you know what? Devon being Devon and Sandris being Sandris, I would say that the chances of that happening are extremely high. I've never known... You know, watch this, they won't pull. But I've never known either guy say, no, I'm not up for it. I'm not, you know, these are arm wrestlers. These are real arm wrestlers. And I believe they'll arm wrestle. And if you, we'll see. But the one this is about the right hand match. Let's not get it twisted. This is about the right hand, and that's what we're coming for.
Yeah.
You know,
Saturday, February 11th. And the way to finish off, Neil, who do you think will win?
I would have to say that Devon Larratt starts as a favourite in my mind. I'm fucking curious to see how good Sandris Sedis is. Sandris Sedis is, I don't know how good he is. What I'd say is this, right? No Limits. I gave him that name for a reason. I still believe that when that guy shows up at his best, Devon is the best of us. He is a special arm wrestler. I actually feel like Sandris Sedis is on his own path to doing something very similar. He reminds me of a young Devon in some way. He's brave. He's versatile. He's big. He's got it all. Who knows how good he can become? Is he there yet? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. We don't know. He shocked me. What I would say about Sandris is he shocked the shit out of me with a mass result. I think when on the prediction show, on your own prediction show, you asked me about it when I was in the chat. And I said I had Sandris picked. And on the fix, I said I had Sandris picked, but I figured it would be 55-45, 60-40 at best, and it would be a hard, drawn-out battle where Matt probably nailed the first one, made Sandris work very, very hard the second one, but Sandris's versatility, his size, allow him to shut down a lot of threat from Mask, and he would come through and win the match in a grinder. What I did not expect was for Sandris to be, after the first start, asking Engin for a much bigger challenge, and by the third round, doing wrist curls with Matt.
Yeah, I was
mean,
certainly wrong. You made me look like a dick.
What can you say? I mean, look, whenever, let me make this very clear. You can know about pulling and you can be involved in it, and you try and weigh up all the angles and you try to make assumptions and considerations. But this is a combat sport, and anything can happen. We just saw with Paul Lynn and Rustam Babayev.
That sucks.
Sometimes it does, but that is the reality of the game we are in. And you never know what. Look at, Levan and Devon. Biggest match, massive build-up. Actual match itself didn't really get rolling because in the very first hit of the first round, some damage was done. As soon as it lit up the second one, it bust the bicep of Devon, and the thing was over with. That's the nature of the beast. It was very unfortunate that it happened, but it did happen.
Yeah.
Who knows what twists and turns lie ahead? I think 2023 is going to be a very, very interesting year. This thing evolves, it moves, it's working, it's doing itself. And we learn a lot on Feb 11th. And I, for one, I'm actually really bloody excited to see how good Sandris Sedis is, to see whether Devon Larratt can back up what he says he'll do. We'll see, won't we?
I'm very happy that I don't have to wait long. Like when Magda announced John and Todd, and I'm like, oh man, I could have a baby by the time that match happens. Where this one, it's like, cool, 2.5 weeks.
It is a bit, yeah. I'd love, if there was a little bit more time, that'd probably be good. But look, I'm not arm wrestling. We've just got some work to do. But Devon's a busy guy. He's got a time scale. He's got to slot it in. Sandris said, you were in Ireland the other week. Why didn't you come see me? Called him out. Devon said, look, I will roll up at your fucking house and beat you on any given day. And Sandris went for the throat and said, okay, when? And then I think it was Devon said, well, next week. Then he said, I can't do next week. I've got Kentucky. Sandris said, I'm in Switzerland in 3 weeks, but I could pull 2 weeks on the bounce. So if you want to do the week, he did. So if you want to do the week after I'm in, Sandris said, and Devon called his bluff. Said, okay, let's go. What are you going to do? Here we are. It's on. Holy shit. I love that in a way. I love that whole visceral concept where here we go. It's on.
Yeah. That's the only way to do it, because now there's just adds more to the story. I think it's not just a match made. Oh, hey, I've got an event coming. I think you'd have a good match with him. This is will the torch be passed? Will the young WAF champion take on Devon, or is Devon still the
here's the thing, right? Devon's going to Kentucky this bloody weekend, isn't he? Is it this weekend or next weekend?
This weekend.
Nobody injure him. You better not injure that boy in Kentucky. Go easy on him. He's got things to do.
I know. Robert Kelly will be there. He'd love to work with ArmWars. Says Kentucky's going to be a good time. We'll be curious to see how much time Devon spends on the table.
So will I. So will Sandris Sedis.
I think we'll all be watching that live stream. I think it's live on Devon's channel as well. I think we'll all be like, I feel bad for the matches because we'll all be in the background looking at the side table going, is Devon on there? Is Devon on there? Sorry, Tim and Austin Jagers. Could you just move out of the camera shot? Yeah. We want to see if Devon's on the table pulling.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? And the thing is with Devon's like, I don't need any, I mean, speaking to Devon privately, he's like, I don't need to rest. I don't need to chill out. I'll just pull. I can do this. It's what he said. Look, I've become a unique individual. I was speaking to Coach Ray, and Coach Ray was saying when they went to Germany for the Pin 'em All thing, which Devon didn't compete at, but he told me that Devon stayed on the table, and I'm sure he said for 6 hours.
Wow.
Consecutively, pulling everyone. I mean, that is nuts. Who the does that? when I spoke to Devon about that, he was pretty understated about it and just said, "Yeah, it was. We wrestled a lot." And I said, "How long is it going to take you to recover from that?" He said, "I'm good, Neil. It's what I do."
Yeah. He's a beast. He is a beast. And Robert Kelly, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, I could pay Jagers to jump on him. Sandris, holler at me. There will be a cam on Devon the whole time, boys. There you go. Yeah, Robert Kelly's doing the filming and the production for the live stream. So
yeah, Robert, you keep everybody away from him. Wrap him in cotton wool. We need him safe and sound. Wrap that lad in cotton wool, Robert. Don't let anybody hurt his arm, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but Sandris would be a bit like Paul Lynn. Sandris wouldn't take a win over an injured Devon. Like, he wouldn't be like bragging about it like Paul Lynn was with Rustum. Paul Lynn denounced it straight away with the Rustum injury, and I think Sandris would be the same. Last thing, how much and where to watch? I think it's $4.99. ArmWars channel, not Neil's Supernatural Strength, but you got to go to the ArmWars channel. It's in the description of this video. So you go to the ArmWars channel and click the join button. Any of the memberships there, you choose how much you want to spend, get your whole 30 days membership. So you'll get some of the behind the scenes stuff as well. And then, of course, in 2.5 weeks, you will get to watch. And we can't believe we're saying this. In 2.5 weeks, Devon Larratt, Sandris Sedis.
He's
on 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, remember, leave that boy alone in Kentucky. Nobody busts up Devon Larratt in Kentucky. We need him. We need him in England fresh. He's coming over here on the 8th, and we need him here fresh. And as I say, for the members, we'll get as much stuff as we can with the guys behind the scenes as well. We'll put more out there for you if we can get. Obviously, we want to keep them fresh for the match. That's what matters. But they'll probably stay for at least a day after the gig as well. So we'll get what we can from them. Quite a lot of stuff. And as I say, we're pulling together a tasty little undercard. I've approached some solid names for that. Interesting matches. Let's see who's available.
Beautiful. Home cooked meals, Devon. Don't eat any takeaway at that event because we want you there. But ladies and gentlemen, can we all please say thank you to Neil Pickup for joining us on short notice and talking about the mega matchup. Always appreciate your time when you're coming on the show and appreciate what you're doing on the fix and for the sport of arm wrestling. We're all massive fans. And everyone in the chat, I'll see you all in 48 hours, hopefully. I'm just waiting for Jerry Caderet to confirm he's going to come on the show and talk about his massive win. And then you might see him on the Morning BJ in a week or two over there, which is, we'll finish off with that chat there. Neil's absolutely knackered wrist. We'll see you all guys later. And in the great word of Neil Pickup, biggity bong, mother fluffers.
Biggity bong, mother fluffers.